Listen, we gonna play Swain when the game's over. When you hear Swain, you know what that means. You know the game over when you hear this come out. All right, the game's over already. All right, so welcome again to another episode of Say What Now. You know what I'm saying? You're in the building with your boy Lionel and your man Kerry Mickens. And listen, if you want to join the show, you already know what to do. The link is in the chat, man, for you guys to go and jump on. But hey, listen, before we get into it, you already know, man, listen, go ahead and follow us over on PV_versus_everybody on Twitter and on X, man. Listen, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Hey, listen, you guys showed some love last time. You've been showing some love. So listen, we're literally 3 subscribers away from our goal of 800. So if you have not subscribed yet to the channel, man, go ahead and show some love and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. All right. Listen, all it does is take a little click. All right. Just a little click. That's all you got to do to show your love, man, to show your appreciation for PV versus everybody. All right. Listen, if you're a part of PV Nation, man, you definitely got to show some love. All right. For what we're doing. But listen, even if you're everybody, man, you got to appreciate the content. All right. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and show some love, man, by going subscribing to the channel. And listen, you already know we're about to get into it, man. Before we get straight into it, I got to remind you guys about, first and foremost, the shows that we got going. Obviously, can you guys hear me? I think my camera went off the whole time. All right, but listen, like I said, man, we got a deep dive show that we're gonna be dropping. We're gonna be diving into a lot of the different schools and programs, especially those who was gonna be on PV schedule this year. We're gonna really be deep diving, talking about the transfers in, transfers out, talking about some of the returners on the team, really diving into some of their stats. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things they do well, etc. So make sure you guys look out for that. We're talking about, again, our versus show. We're going to be taking different players in the SWAC and comparing and contrasting them in their games too as well. And again, we also got the Say What Now show that you guys are seeing and experiencing right now. At this time, man, I just want to remind you guys that, listen, if you have not done so yet, make sure you hit up my boy, PV alum Jeff McKissick. He's a Texas licensed loan officer with Fairway Independent Mortgage Company, and he'll guide you seamlessly through the home buying process. Many of us are unaware of our credit score or our financial situation, but Jeff will help you develop a step-by-step plan to help your financial standing and make your dream of home ownership achievable sooner than you think. See, most of us are unaware of the problems that we have, like credit issues and student loan debt. But don't let the fear of achieving new heights hold you back from getting that home of your dream, perfect for your family and for hosting those PV watch parties. So get started now on taking the next big step towards your home and taking that step in your life that's going to put you in a place where you just feel super comfortable, man. So don't delay. Talk with Jeff today so you can be in your home tomorrow. And like I always say, once you find that home, you need to make sure that that home is actually ready for you to live in, man. And so if you when you're doing that and you're thinking big about your home purchase, you want a thorough assessment of your biggest investment, you owe it to yourself to contact Big. That's Blueprint Improvement Group. Big provides home inspections in the greater Houston area and is owned and operated by proud PV mechanical engineer Neil Harris. He has experienced inspectors who have advanced tools and techniques to assess every home of the every aspect of the property from the roof to the foundation. So visit thinkbig.com or text 713-259-0673 to book your home inspection. Support the team that supports the team. And with that being said, man, we got my guy Mickey coming up on the screen. What's going on, Mr. Mickens, man?
Everything is everything.
Everything is everything. You know what I'm saying? Got 12 in the building. You know what I'm saying? Got my boy Chris in the building. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? I see Jimmy's in the building. You know what I'm saying? Janarius
Grumpy old man's here.
Janarius say he on the road, wasn't able to join tonight, so he just watching. You know what I mean? So Brandon say he getting on in 30 minutes when he get out of work. Oh, you know Brandon be coming with that heat. Brandon, you might be on just in time. All right. So listen, let's get straight into it because listen, we're gonna be here for a good time, but not a long time. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get right into it, man, and just talk about some of the different things that we got going on this week, man, and that we've seen. And first and foremost, man, listen, I saw this pop up over on Instagram, also on X, and I've been talking a while about this, right? You know what I'm saying? This is not new, okay? Like y'all think this is new, but this really not new, okay? But Mr. Mickens, what's your feelings about this? Obviously, you see that this is from the G-Men Nation Org 1901, right? This is a Grambling football alumni, right? Alliance and group. And listen, they like it's time for a change, man. Listen, we got to protect the G. You know what I mean? Like Grambling deserves better. What's your thoughts on this and their thought process on the failed leadership in that athletic department? Now, mind you, Grambling has won the basketball championship, you know, a couple of times the last few years. So it ain't like that. Now they lost that coach, right? So now that's a big one. You know what I mean? But overall, I don't know. I think they obviously are focused on football, right? You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they putting their focus on when they're talking about this. What's your thoughts on this? That the G-men, you know what I'm saying, their feelings and their thoughts toward the athletic department, man.
You know what? There, one thing that you know, we never did at PV because we've, you know, experienced some issues similar, is this can happen to anybody's program. You know, it doesn't take but a few people in the wrong place and you'll go the wrong direction. All the way back to, you know, they had some things going on even before the muscle milk fiasco. But I just think that, like you said on here, that they deserve better because, you know, outside of sports, all the HBCUs are in the same spot. And politics can come into play, as we saw, you know, also as another school we'll probably talk about. So we need more of us to actually care to get the leadership that we really want. I you know, because I feel bad for them. I want, you know, the floor raised for everybody in the SWAC. So I think it is, you know, it's not a good thing. And, you know, feel bad for them, but they're going to have to really get together. And then also, it's not the best time to throw money at things because, the job market for minorities is not the best. Some people are doing well, but not everybody. So money can change things. And that's going to be the key. But it's definitely reflecting on their program because, it's going to be hard to bring in recruits when not just the player, but the parents are nervous about if you can take care of them or not. And so, and Truth Seeker's right. The students need to speak up too. Because remember, our students got fed up, and that's where we came up with the athletic fee, and they were okay with it. They need to get creative and figure out some ways to, get a little more leverage with their athletic department.
Mm-hmm. And I think the big thing for them, right, is like it says, the last two things: low morale and lack of vision. And I think, again, right, obviously, I really think this is definitely circled around the football program, right? I don't think this conversation that they're having here is about any of the other athletic programs at all. It's specifically about football because they feel like football is moving in a negative direction, right? There is no excitement around the program. The morale is down, right? What Mickey's done in the offseason hasn't excited people, right? They feel like, just moving backwards, right? And they're not moving, in the right direction, right? And listen, all I want to say is I predicted this. You know what I'm saying? All I want to say is I predicted this, right? You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say, you know what I mean? Like this ain't new to me. You feel me? So
no, you did talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. So keep it going. Number 3, Crumbling Dynasties. All right. Listen.
Oh wow. Louisiana ain't liking you right now.
I love the disrespect.
First of all, this is not disrespectful. All right.
That's cold. That's cold.
Y'all are saying it's disrespectful. I'm honoring them by calling them a dynasty. All right. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them some honor and respect that they don't deserve. Okay.
Yeah, because Southern ain't been a dynasty in a long time.
All right, then. All right. I could be a little bit more disrespectful, right? All right. So, but listen, I've been said it, man. Listen, Grambling is a crumbling dynasty. All right. You know what I'm saying? And so, listen, some dynasties crumble fast, some crumble slow. Grambling is one of them. They crumbling, and this is evidence. They recognize now what I recognized last year, okay? And it's not going to get better soon, right? It's going to get worse. You know what I mean? So
do you, quick question.
When is the last time Grambling has won the West? When is the last time Grambling won the West? Y'all have been moving downhill since Broadway been gone. And then when y'all made a bad decision, because I keep saying that was a bad decision y'all made on Hugh Jackson too. And y'all about to already move on anyway for Mickey because y'all keep signing these 2-year contracts. I don't get it, right? I don't understand.
That's what I was just going to ask you about the 2 years.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. Listen, if you first got, the first step is acceptance. Acceptance. You got to accept that your dynasty is crumbling. All right. You got to accept it. That's what I'm saying. 2016. That's the last time you won the West. You talk almost a decade ago. I'm just saying. Hey, listen, it is what it is. But let's keep it moving, man. You know what I mean? Because Grambling got to figure some stuff out. All right, they got to figure some stuff out. It's not going to be figured out by the fall, though. So you know what that's going to be. All right, so let's keep it going. Said when they brought Dooley back, they was done.
He wrong for
now,
that.
This is an interesting, little graphic here from Elon, and it just kind of shows the new wave that we're in, right? Especially when you talk about the FCS, man. It says in a win-win situation, when paving the way for others brings recognition, something this group has experienced recently. Their work often goes unappreciated, but we love our big guys up front. Get developed, make an impact. Now, in that graphic here, it says the last 2 years produced 2 players that earned 6-figure P4 deals, paved the way for all conference selections at running back, 3 years in a row. So this Elon essentially is marketing themselves as like, hey, you come here, you get developed, you go to P4, and you get paid. Basically, that's what they're saying, right?
It is.
What's your thought process? What do you think about this, right? As a marketing strategy for a school or a program to say, hey, listen, this is what we can do for you. We can offer you development, and you can go and get paid, right? Maybe in a few years after you put together one of these great seasons, right? Probably not. You don't even have to have a necessarily great season, especially offensive line, right? People are always looking for offensive line. You know what I mean? Just being the right side of being able to move your feet a little bit, man. Maybe you can go to the next level and get paid. What's your thoughts on this, man?
Well, your audience might not know, but you know my thoughts on it. I love the meat eaters. So I think this is classic to highlight the unsung heroes of the offense, which is the offensive line. Your offensive line is bad. You're not going anywhere because the trenches is where you can go or not go. And I think this is neat because it not only will be attractive to the skilled players, this makes it attractive to the meat eaters who don't get any love. So, if you come here and you can pancake some people, then I think it's, and it's only one post, but that post lets me know that, they're letting them know, hey, we're going to do big things up front with the big guys. And, I love the big guys. So I like it.
Yeah, I think some schools is kind of the direction you got to go. You got to go in, right? You know what I'm saying? I think T-Jack came in and made the statement and said, hey, we're not going to be that type of program that we're going to market ourselves and push ourselves as if we are a step toward something great, right? You know what I'm saying? A step toward, getting this big pay. Like, hey, you can come here and you can get that big pay straight from here, right? Whether that's going to the NFL, whether that's simply graduating, or whether, hey, listen, from our position in our post, you can get NIL as well, right? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, schools have to just make a determination of what they want to be. And so if Elon at the end of the day wants to be that, obviously Elon hasn't necessarily won anything specific, right, in their conference, or they're not vying for FCS titles. So maybe they just feel like, hey, this is where we are as a program, and if this is a way for us to get some guys, it is what it is. Chris saying he don't like the marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Chris don't like that. But yes, I think it's kind of
actually has been a dynasty. People actually has been a dynasty. You need to check.
Yeah, they have been. Yeah. I think that's key though, because I understand where Chris is coming from, but this is a kind of a new day. It's a team that they've obviously has been affected by the portal, and they know when you're FCS level that when your players are really good, you're gonna get affected. So it's not like they're giving up, but they understand that if you're good enough, you're gonna leave to go get paid.
Well, but see, I think that's the mindset that they've succumbed to. I don't think it has to be like that, right? And I think this is a conversation that we was having on Spaces the other night. You don't have to be a program that people get to and that they say, hey, I only see this program as a step upward, right? Like I say, if I think about, for example, CJ Montez, we talked about him last time, right? He went back to Kent State for basically $30K, right? They say somewhere between 30 and 50, for example, right? Well, listen, when I talk, and I should have pulled up that and I may pull that up here in a second, but when you talk about what AD Goff is saying, the university has now set aside and is now making a part of the general football budget yearly, right, for NIL, you're talking about $250,000 every year. That's a part of the budget for NIL, right? And again, right, they still are going through the numbers as far as what that means, as far as what they're willing to pay a quarterback versus a receiver versus offensive lineman, et cetera. But you're looking at something around $30K. Well, if I can go get $30K from Prairie View and I get the HBCU experience and they got the academics, and I'm right down the street from Houston. Maybe I'm already a Texas guy, and my family can see me play every weekend. you're stacking up a lot of benefits in one package, and I can get developed and get to the league from here too. Why do I have to go to a different program, right? Why do I have to go somewhere else then? You see what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of guys who will go and say, I'm gonna go to a North Dakota State because I know I can get everything I need.
You can get there.
North Dakota State, or from a South Dakota State, or from a whatever the program may be that you want to pencil in, right? So there's some programs that just don't see themselves like Elon is marketing themselves to be. So, like I say, it's not that I don't think that, hey, for Elon, is that what they feel that they are and right and what works for them? That's cool. I don't think that means that every other FCS program needs to
work for everybody
as a form system, right? You know what I'm saying? No, you can look at yourself as like, just think about what if you're talking about, because again, North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Montana, these programs ain't come out of nowhere, right? And do what they've done over the last 10, 15 years. Even when you talk about them FBS programs, what if you got HBCUs, SWAC programs that can build themselves up to place themselves in a position where, hey, even when we play against our G5 neighbors, right, from the Conference USAs and Sun Belts and AACs, listen, we not only give them a run for money, but we win those games. We win the games against even top
that's true.
programs. That changes the whole trajectory of what your program is seen as anyway, right? And again, you have stuff to offer at an HBCU that no other school has. You got a lot of stuff to offer that other schools just don't got to offer, right? So, again, can you elevate your football to that level of football? And if you believe you can, to me, you don't have to necessarily go this route, you know what I mean? Because you have to be able to do something better, you know what I'm saying? So,
no, that makes sense. Yes, because when you put it like that, that does make a difference because people give PV a hard time because TJack has something to say. They're used to a PV coach that doesn't say anything. So now everybody's all mad and hoping that he loses. But what they don't understand is even TJack didn't know what PV had going on until he came down. And he said, I can't believe y'all been hiding all this from all that talent that's right up the street. So that's why he has so much confidence. And you're right. We could be that destination because he's trying to make this not SWAC good, but good football. And like you said, if we can challenge and beat some of those other teams, and because what Elon doesn't have that we have is we're not far from talent-laden Houston. So if people play at PV, family can come and see them without a lot of effort.
Exactly.
And the facilities are top-notch, the location and your degree. And they just don't want to see what can happen when, athletes figure that out, that, hey, I could come here and really do some things. And so I see nothing wrong with T-Jack's confidence.
No, I definitely don't either. And I'm going to see if I can find that and pull it up. It was from the National Alumni Association. They had an NIL mixer recently. I would have to look and see if I can find it because I didn't have it ready to go. But if not this time, I definitely have it on our next show. Pull it up, man, and I think that's what I do, have it for our next show so we can kind of hear some of the things that were shared there, because I think it would be very enlightening of kind of where, again, the resources that the university has been willing to put into the program, man, is next level right now, and it's preparing us to go to another level that we've never been before. You know what I'm saying? So I'm super excited about it, man. But keeping going, we also got new hire on the hill, man. Coach Todd Dillard coming in, a longtime assistant over at the University of Houston, obviously former WNBA player herself, right? Silver Stars in San Antonio. And listen, first hire that she made, she talked about bringing other ladies in, right, who have played professionally. First hire here was Lynette Pearson, right, who was the first sixth woman, right, of the WNBA, won the first Sixth Woman of the Year award for the WNBA. Man, what's your thoughts just on this hire in general? Because we really haven't talked a lot about it, you know what I'm saying? And also on, where she's looking to do as far as moving the program, as far as assistant coaches. And, she's been in the Houston area for a long time now. Do you think she can be able to turn this program around and make it a winner again?
I think so, because she's come in and I can't think of it. I looked at that recruit literally yesterday, but she's already got her first recruit. And what people don't talk about, she still has some good pieces on that team from last year. And even though that team wasn't as successful as we wanted, they have some young players that I think are going to really be good for her if they stay. And so, and then her, first assistant, she's already trying to build her team. Would like to see her get a little more love on social media. I try to, retweet and, put in things that she put out there, because I know we're winding in the football season, but I would like to see her get a little more help on getting noticed on that side. So I think she's going to turn things around, and nothing against the previous staff, but I just think she's going to be, energetic. Houston area is a lot of talent. So I'm really curious to see what she's going to end up doing.
Yeah, I think it's going to be, I think it's going to be real interesting, man. I think, I'm just waiting to see. I think she definitely got a lot of great charisma. I think obviously she definitely is somebody who got a lot of connections, in the Houston area, and also, with the WNBA, right, because of her previous relationships there. And, I did see the first signing that she got in her class, right, got into Summer Creek, right, you know what I'm saying, one of the local programs that's been doing really well, bringing in a 6'2" kid. So I'm interested to see kind of what the rest of this kind of recruiting cycle is going to look for her, man. And also some of the pieces she can also get even through, the transfer portal and things like that. So I'm just ready to see kind of what the full allotment of kind of ladies that she brings in. And I'm excited, right? It's a new reign, new regime. Obviously it didn't go well with Pugh. You know what I'm saying? Coach Sandy Pugh, at the end of the day, right? She had a long time to do something, to get some work done. Just couldn't get anything done, man. And so we'll see. Like Chris say, though, it's Big PV now. We're running through the SWAC next. Listen, they going to arrest us for what we're about to do to the SWAC next year. I'm just trying to let y'all know. Like, they going to arrest us for what we're about to do to the SWAC in the fall. Straight up, though. But let's keep it going, man. Now, listen. Another thing that's pretty interesting, man, and we talk about T-Jack and how he's just been marketing this program. Man, Vite Houston was in the building.
Vite, man, Vite.
Great day at PVAMU, blown away by the facilities and the vibe. Obviously, Coach Jay Walker, who was at South Oak Cliff previously, talked about, hey, got a chance to catch up with a legend on the hill, obviously with Matt, being able to take a picture with him. And listen, Coach T-Jack is talking about the King of the Hill camp coming up on the 3rd and the 5th.
Oh, no, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
Houston will be in attendance, and they got something special that they're working on. So I'm excited. But just in general, kind of what you've been thinking about, just kind of how the connections that you see T-Jack and the coaching staff being able to connect and get on the hill. Man, you got to understand, man, Vite coming and
big, dog. That's
spreading
big.
it around to all the high school kids that's tapped in. That's literally major.
No, this is really major, because this younger generation, they don't look at TV like that. But things like Vipe and what's the Turn Up Band people, they look at that stuff. And Vipe is where I see a lot of top athletes in her. It's a lot of I'm sorry, Jimmy threw me off, but it's a lot of Vipe. You could replace that with H, because they're hype Houston. The big athletes really like paying attention to Vipe. And once again, that's more marketing of PV to kids that have no clue about PV. We're down the road, but like they call my bros, we're the country Qs, and yes, PV's in the country, but I'm really, but this is bringing us out the country, because Vipe will put us in front of some people, and not just your tweet here. I wish I could see the graphic of how many schools are participating this year. That's going to be really big marketing.
Yeah, it's
compared
30,
to how many
it was on here, right? It's cut off on this guy I got on the screen, right? But he said it's 35 right now. Right, you know what I'm saying? We're still obviously looking to add more. So Yeah, man, it's just the marketing right that T-Jack is doing. I think, you know what I'm saying, True Secret talked about it, right? You know what I'm saying? Vibe is huge, man. Like Coach Jack knows all the plugs. Like it's just the reality. And again, I keep saying that's the benefit of having a coach that's tapped in with coaches associations, right? Yeah. He was on the board of one of the minority coaches association, right? You know what I'm saying? Part of the AFCA, not just like somebody who's just membership line on the books, but he's involved, right, in the programs, right? Involved, right, in putting on clinics, etc. That helps you to connect with people. And so he's really been pulling out all his connections and all his stops, man. And so I'm super excited at what he got going on. And obviously, you got to know, right? When you get people excited about what goes on, you got to know that there's going to be haters too, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, and unfortunately, right? We just over here trying to do our thing, right? We really ain't bothering nobody. You know what I'm saying? No. We over here just really having conversations with ourselves, right? You know what I'm saying? Bigging up ourselves. We talking about winning. We talking about Atlanta, right? Home of the purple and gold, right? And gold. That's all we've been doing. You know what I'm saying? That's really all we've been doing. But now I know that bothers some people, right? You know what I'm saying? And so obviously we talked about it last time we was on the show. This is really how boys feeling right now. Like T-Jack is just all in their mind. You know what I'm saying?
You know, you heard me right now.
He's just all in their mind.
You heard me right now, Lionel. I can't.
He's just all in their mind. You know what I mean? It's just like they eating, sleeping T-Jack right now. It's crazy. Like I think that's why Coach been showing himself on the grill recently, because all they doing is eating, sleeping T-Jack right now. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And the moves we making and the talk we talking, right? So interesting though, but I think this graphic a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like Debo is, you know what I'm saying, moving through. Give me that championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me that trophy. All right. You know what I'm saying? He coming. He coming. You know what I mean? Like, PV is coming, right? And so he making big moves. Now, I thought it was really interesting, right? Somebody sent me a video. And I'm gonna play it,
cue it up.
We got Facebook, because this how you know. This how you know we in boys' mind. Now, listen, it is what it is, okay? Because we're not bothered. We just over here on the hill building. Because when we come off that hill, choose violence. Right? We already said it. We already said what it was. But now I want to play this for you guys, right? And I want to show you, right, that this is how you know that you're on people's minds, all right? You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to guess when you're on people's minds. You know when you're on people's minds.
Let's go.
When things like this happen, right? I'm not
going
to play the audio. You can read the screen. The road to Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, has never been about who's the loudest, right? You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, all I'm saying, but what it took to get there. And I want you guys to see the caption too. All right. I want you guys to see the caption. Let me see if I can pull up the caption on here.
Yeah, the caption is classic. You got to pull that up. That's classic. Let's go.
Let me see my let me see if I can pull it up. Where is that? It says, let me see, it's a read. It say regular guests over hymns. Gotta get there. Now listen, if you know about the video that the PVAMU football team dropped, right? If you know about the video the PVAMU football team dropped, right? Coach Jackson is singing Atlanta, home of the purple land. Gotta get there, right? You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying, Mr. Mickens, all I'm trying to say is, obviously people bother. Because they making reference to Debo right now. You know what I'm saying? Debo ain't making reference to nobody. You feel me?
Nobody.
About what's on the hill. You know what I'm saying?
Even took his tweet where he was talking about something completely different made it about our wide receiver that actually graduated from PV and think we're mad about him wanting to get a little more rub. Just crazy.
Oh man, listen.
And answer this question.
Gotta get there.
Answer this question, Lionel. When have you seen PV get this much attention from a team that's not even on our schedule?
And you feel me, Mr. Mickens?
Where they do that at?
They talking about not the loudest. They talking about got to get there, and it's like last time I checked, we not even on your schedule, cuz we not even on your schedule. All right, you know what I'm saying? So you can be on our schedule if you get through the East and make it to the SWAC championship game, right? Like I told Lil Max last time, right? You know what I'm saying? Make it to the SWAC championship time. And listen, it's a how pressed do you got to be for your account to shade us? We ain't
even do nothing.
We ain't bothering nobody. We just over here hyping ourselves up. But listen, you know Debo coming. That's the problem. You know Debo coming. That's why you here right now too, because you know Debo coming. You know Debo coming. You know the Panthers are coming. That's what Coach T-Jack said.
You know what you got to do, Lionel?
The Panthers are coming.
You know what you got to do this fall, Lionel?
Yeah.
You got to count how many blue and white bingo shirts we see at all the PV home games, all them Houston, Jackson State people. They're going to be coming to our games.
Oh, man. It's crazy, man. It is what it is, man. But, yeah. Yeah, listen. Yeah, Vibe stopping by was huge, man. You know what I mean? So, and listen, all these people keep talking about SWAC championship game. Listen, the SWAC championship game will be at Panther Stadium. I keep trying to tell y'all, it's gonna be at Panther Stadium. That's where it's gonna be. Now, my man, you know what I'm saying, Mr. Christian Mosley, right? Former Panther player himself. Like, listen, a SWAC championship game at PV would go so fed. Listen, because he not lying. He know it would be like homecoming 2.0. When the championships gets to Prairie View, Texas, bro, it's gonna go crazy. It's gonna go crazy. So, but last thing I want to show, you know what I'm saying, before we get out of here, we had my man Blue and Zach talking a little bit right the other day and kind of sharing their thoughts on what they're experiencing, what they're seeing right now. So I want to kind of pull this up too as well. And again, I dropped that link for anybody want to jump on, right? You know what I'm saying, share your thoughts, you know what I'm saying, before we get off. But listen to what my man was saying the other day.
Texas to Prairie View. Big talk. Big talk from T. Jackson. Tremaine. What is it about Prairie View? And I know Lionel said a lot of things about Prairie View, but he see this coming up year. But what is the thing about Prairie View that is different under Tremaine Jackson than it was under even Dooley and Bubba McDowell?
I mean, one, I think the obvious answer here is just injury, right? I mean, just energy, right? It's the fact that he's bringing, I mean, Doc, there hasn't been this much hype around PV ever, right? I mean,
I should know this.
I finally figured out how to have a 4-day work week.
Come on now.
Come on now, YouTube. 4-day work week.
Come on, YouTube.
I have been to a Prairie View. I've been seeing Prairie Views for the last 30 years. And I never, other than hearing excitement about the band, I never heard this much excitement about the football team.
I'm telling you, I'll say this. I know a lot of people are skeptical because of the number of transfers they brought, right? But I'll say this. I mean, I don't think they're lying about that there are some really, really good contributors mixed in. And I do understand like Tremaine's point of, and it's kind of the same thing we saw with a lot of these recent rebuilds, right? Where you had the head coaching change. In this age of college football, Doc, you have to bring in new players because one, there's a lot of good players that leave with the previous coach, depending on what happened, or they find greener pastures in their mind. And you're left with the players that had nowhere to go most of the time.
Right.
So, man, what's your thoughts here? You know, them saying, man, listen, I don't know if I've seen as much hype around PV. I know you've been around for obviously even longer than me, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you've been around, man. So what's your thoughts? Has this really been kind of the most hype you've seen for Prairie View football at any point in time in your experience?
Yes, it is, because even when we were winning, when, of course, KJ Black and all those guys were here, Babers and A-Bear, and even my guy, the human cheat code, Dewanye Tucker, it still wasn't this kind of excitement, because T-Jack is letting us know what he's doing. He's not just talking about it. He's actually oh my goodness. D just distracted me.
Y'all going crazy.
Y'all messing me up. But it hasn't been, and like I said before, people don't, and Blue is right. And you can say what you want. Blue is not in the HBCU space. He's in the FCS space.
Right.
So he pays attention to everybody. He wouldn't just throw something out there like that because he's a Prairie View fanboy. He says that because he really knows what he's seeing. So and he's objective. He doesn't have any favorites, even when he sees certain things. He talks about all FCS. So for him to say that, he's really noticing.
Now, listen, I mean, look, the players is what it is, right? Like we talked about a little bit on the transfer portal ranking show. We brought in a lot of guys that's seen a lot of snaps from different places. I mean, D2, FCS, and got FBS guys too as well. So I ain't worried about that, right? You know what I'm saying? But, I think my man Kaylor made such a great point when we were just talking offline of, when you talk about what's going on right now, and you have even a lot of PV Nation that's almost in a wait and see mode, right?
Yes.
They're excited about what they see and what they're hearing. They're kind of in a wait mode. But he made a good point and was saying, listen, besides guys that's played football before, right? Guys who may have been athletes, played on a team, right? Or maybe somebody that's super connected, right, with the team or with football or with a program. Beside them and guys who were around in that 2008, 2009, 2010 regime, right? Like those who was in my class, et cetera. He's like, those are going to be the people who are super excited about what they see here because they've seen what winning looks like before, and they understand what it takes to win. And so when they're looking at what T-Jack's doing, when they hear about what's going on in the program, right, they know, like, yeah, this is what it is, right? You know what I'm saying? And so I thought that was such a great point, of even just, talking about even the, kind of the dichotomy even in the nation itself, right? You know what I'm saying? Of those who are at one point just like, hey, man, let's just wait and see what happens at Labor Day. And those just like, hey, listen, I'm about to take off right now for December, okay? You know what I'm saying? Because You got some people who just at the end of the day, they've seen what it looks like, you know what I mean? And they understand what it takes. And so to see what a coach is willing to do and see what he's done with what we got, and also, like I say, to understand what the university has been willing to put in to the program, it's just like, how can you not win, right? You know what I'm saying? It's almost like that. It's like, how can you not host a SWAC championship when now you're willing? Because all of our conversation before, what we talked about and how you even got to the point to where you were so low was because of the resources that did not go into the athletic program, that did not go into football, right? So now you're completely reversing that all the way on the other side. You're giving everything that you need to the program by one, getting somebody qualified, right, who actually coached before, who
with
has
the background,
to lead the program, and then you're putting resources in the program too. How can I just seen them drop another job opening for a defensive analyst, and I'm like, did we lose any of the other defensive analysts that we already got?
Didn't lose them.
No, but they gonna add another defensive analyst, and it just helps you to realize that, listen, when they say, hey, we want to be an FCS power, And so we're going to treat the program like it's an FCS power. That's what they're doing, even in the staff, right? We're not just stuck with positional coaches and assistants, but we also have poured into not just graduate assistants, but also bringing on actual people who are focused on being analysts for the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side of the ball. And man, when they say this is the largest staff in PV's history, bro, right now we're talking about upside of we're almost talking about 25 people right now. You know what I'm saying? That's part of this staff in some capacity. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another level of saying, man, I'm taking this serious and I'm putting all my resources into this. You know what I'm saying?
And it gives you a chance to not play. And I ain't saying the previous staff did, but it gives you a chance to not be play favoritism because the analytics will be there. And I'm not saying by any means that we are this school, but I've seen this playbook before, and I think you might be old enough to recall. But remember, we stomped a mud hole in UIW, and after we beat them, I started seeing their team, and because we don't follow that team like that, they were active on social media back then and getting players and kind of doing like T-Jack doing, not to the same swag, but they were doing that. And guess what? They got to where they were almost untouchable. They weren't the best of teams, and we hadn't, we had been able to get at him since they made those changes. And that's why I'm saying it's not impossible. It's not like PV was in the cellar to begin with. So this is going to be interesting because they're not just talking, they're putting in the work. And that's what UIW did. They put on their hard hats, got the coach that they wanted, got the support for the coach that they wanted, and went and got the players. And they didn't have a whole ton of players, but they went and got players in some key spots that made them really, really good.
Yeah, and I think Dr. Cavill is making a good point too in his statement here in the comments. He said, "Hey, listen, we also didn't have YouTube.
Yep, he's right.
Threads years ago, right? So obviously that helps to add to the hype train, right? Sure, so you could have had a lot of hype in some of the former years, right? Especially when you think about because listen. First of all, I know when we beat Grambling the first year, coming off getting new scholarships back, bro. The campus was crazy. Like it was like it was crazy that weekend in Dallas, right? You know what I'm saying? So that was leading into right when we actually went through the West and won the SWAC championship. So it is kind of hard to judge, right? You know what I mean? The levels when you don't, because we didn't have social media in the way you have it now, right? And how accessible things are now. That's kind of a really good point, right? Now we get to peer into all type of programs, right? We get to know what's going on even at Valley and at Alabama A&M. And, know what's going on everywhere. So it does kind of skew it a little bit when you talk about
that. Does skew it. It skews it a lot. It skews it a lot because we have some really good talent on that team. And if we had the cameras and social media that we have now, I'm telling you, the only video I see of that is when my son was 10 years old and we made the video, and people joke me for talking about this all the time. But that game that KJ Black played against Alcorn, we didn't win the SWAC that year, but that was really a crazy game because, we were down by 4 on our own 20 with 25 seconds left in the game. And we ended up scoring 2 touchdowns and winning that game, 25 seconds. And that was a crazy game. If you had social media, it would have been all kind of YouTube shorts of that. It would have been, he would have ended up on somebody's podcast, but it just went unnoticed because, like Dr. Cavill said, well, he didn't say it like this, but back then the media that covered teams, they wasn't checking for Prairie View, and they didn't give us any love when we were really good back then.
Hey, True Seeker, you gotta stand if nobody in there, okay? You gotta stand even if ain't nobody there. One man.
I know that's right. Get them, Truth Seeker.
Right?
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand, man. You gotta stand on it. You feel me? Hey, listen. I need Truth Seeker or I need Nick. I need y'all to come on the show, man. Hey, listen.
Yeah, the link right there. Let's jump on in.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I can come on right now, obviously, you know what I'm saying? But I need one of you guys to come on when we do this deep dive. Because we're gonna deep dive into TSU. We're gonna look at every single team this year that obviously is in PV's way to get where we about to go, which is to Atlanta.
TSU got some guys.
You know what I'm saying? But I also, like I keep saying, right? I think TSU gonna have a good year too. So I just don't think y'all gonna beat us. That's all I'm saying, right? But I think they're gonna have a good year. I'm kind of seeing going over there. Now I do think y'all lost some pieces. That was some pretty big pieces. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like I do think y'all lost a couple pieces. There's some big pieces. But man, I would love for y'all to one of y'all or both of y'all, doesn't matter, man, to jump on the show and let's deep dive into TSU too, because we're gonna definitely deep dive into TSU and see what's up. Because the Labor Day, I hope the Labor Day Classic sells completely out this year. Because I need all of Houston front row and center when they see what we about to do to y'all this year. I need them there. I need them there. All right. When we come take over our hot soccer stadium, I need them there. Okay. I need them there. All right.
Oh yeah. Don't know wind circulating that stadium.
I ain't gonna lie, right? I still don't understand why TSU just don't play on campus. I don't care what none of these people talking about. I would play all my home. Well, I think they said they can't play the SWAC games on campus, right? Because of some situation, right?
Something about the stadium and
something about that, right? But listen, whatever I needed to do to play it on campus, even if it's only 5,000, I don't care. That gives me the home field advantage. I listen. I don't care about nothing but advantage. Okay, I want the advantage. Okay, so whatever I need to do to play the games on campus, I would do that because I don't care about playing in the Shell Energy Stadium. They ain't doing nothing for me or my program. You feel me? But regardless, we'll come there and beat y'all there. All right, that's what it is. But hey, man, if y'all want to come share with us, man, let me know. TSU practice at Yates State. Y'all look great.
Dang, man, really?
Oh man,
yeah, we cutting off the comments, man. We got to.
Jack Yates.
Y'all wilding tonight.
He said they practice in the Northwest Mall parking lot. Oh, that's great. Listen,
I'm blocking y'all, man. I'm blocking you.
Northwest Mall parking lot. Oh man, that is so hilarious, though, man. Oh, that's so funny. But man, is that TSU not working to practice at Yates?
Cold blood. Yates is pretty good, though.
I can't deal with y'all today. Oh man. PV versus all of y'all, man. That's what
all of y'all. That's right.
With that being said, and that's facts. That's facts right there, Chris. That's facts. That's facts right there. Hey, listen, I ain't mad at it. He done did his thing. He done built himself up to get to that point. So I could see that happening, right? Same way that McClellan built himself up, right? I could definitely see that happen.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? So it is what it is.
But yeah, that would be good if they could make some modifications. I think it would be fun to play at TSU.
Yeah, no, the history doesn't say no. Actually, history says that we support. Listen, I think people, and I keep having to reiterate this because it's like y'all don't listen and y'all don't understand, right? Listen, this past year, I'm just stating the facts, right? And again, I'm not saying that these numbers are like other SWAC schools' numbers who have done bigger numbers, right? But again, we talk about the conversation like, oh, y'all ain't got no fans, y'all ain't got no support. The numbers just don't say that, right? Last year we averaged over 9,400 people in the stands. That's what the average was, right? That's top 30 in the FCS. There's 100 FCS programs that would love to have as many fans as we had in the stands last year, right? Us, you feel me? PV who ain't got no fans because they ain't got no fans.
13 fans. That's right.
They ain't got no fans. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no people in attendance. That's just the reality of the situation. So I keep having to reiterate the truth to you guys, right? When you talk about the last, since 2016, we've averaged more fans than even North Carolina Central. That ain't, by the way, that didn't keep North Carolina Central from winning the Celebration Bowl last time I checked, right? Because they ain't averaged more fans than we did. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so cool it, right? Talking about Grambling, we average more fans than Grambling, right? So you talking about multiple HBCU programs that we had more fan attendance than these programs, right? We're not even talking about even other FCS programs, okay? So again, y'all just be talking. but y'all don't even know what y'all talking about. Okay, it is what it is. But now listen, what's about to happen, and for what's about to happen in the fall, it's gonna be a lot more people that's gonna be at the games because people love. You know what people love to see? History shows that people love to see humans getting murdered because people used to always be at the Coliseums when the gladiators was fighting, and ain't gonna be no murder like the murder we gonna be committing in the fall, and people love to see that, and they gonna be there every day, week in and week out. They gonna be there to see us murder other teams. All right, you know what I'm saying?
And they want to see that water to wine.
They want
WTW, water to wine.
That's what
they're coming to see it. Plus, you know, we should have a good 25% increase in attendance just for people that coming to wish we would lose.
Yeah, listen, hey Chris, that's what I'm saying. Like y'all, Nick, my man, Truth Seeker, y'all lost a couple pieces now. Y'all did lose a couple pieces now in this transfer pool.
And they were good. They were good.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, your best running back, you also lost that in the transfer portal. Now, I still like overall what Coach Dishman is doing, though, right? You know what I'm saying? But y'all did lose some pieces in this transfer portal, right? Yeah. So, but we're gonna talk about it. I say we gonna deep dive, bro. We really gonna deep. We gonna really deep. Y'all just don't understand. Like, we really gonna deep dive into all of these teams, and we're gonna really talk like for real. And we're gonna go through the numbers, we're gonna go through the players, we're gonna go through the transfers. So we're gonna really talk and get a good understanding of where teams are and where they should be. So, you know, if y'all got something that maybe I'm missing, y'all let me know. But again, I already got y'all finishing second in the West. So just be clear. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only disagreement we got is who gonna win the Labor Day Classic. Let's be clear. Okay. That's really our only disagreement. Okay, and that ain't gonna change from either side. Okay, that's not gonna change from either side. Adrian say Cavill gonna be the next SWAC commissioner. I can see that too. Too.
Hey, Doc, Doc could do it. Let's stick him out there. I'll vote for him.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it'll be nice, man. I would love to see the Labor Day Classic sold out this year. You know what I'm saying? That would be really dope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I want to see that. That's a nice stadium, and the broadcast is really nice. That stadium has some really good cameras in it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I knew it was some reason. I couldn't remember exactly, but I did remember they said there was some reason they couldn't play.
Well, that's bad. And I think they don't have room to spread it out either. So
I mean, the soccer stadium hosts, I want to say it's 22,000 is the total that it holds. I think we can hit 22,000. I think the last 2 years ago, I think we were somewhere around 18, right?
It was a lot about 2 years ago.
Yeah, it wasn't far off even 2 years ago. And I think this year, with the hype that even Coach Jackson is adding to, I think we could hit 22. I think we really could sell it out for real. You know what I'm saying? And do it for the city. What I really think we need to really start building around the game again and start adding some events around the game. I think that also would make it like what it, you know. And another thing, by the way, while I'm on this attendance thing that I forgot, right? How can it don't make no sense that people say PV ain't got no fans? And when we got one of the 5 largest FCS game, period.
Yep.
That don't even make sense. And guess what? That game been hitting numbers even when PV was horrible.
Oh, that game has been hitting numbers. I know
it still was hitting numbers. So I don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all just be talking crazy. Anyway, but like I said, man, hey, listen, I appreciate all y'all. Now, we ain't talking record, we're talking real. Listen, people love to see murder. They love to see the Coliseum. Listen, we might as well call every stadium in the fall the Coliseum. That's just we just gonna call it the Coliseum. As a matter of fact, it ain't even Shell Energy Stadium. It's just the Coliseum. If it ain't Panther Stadium, it's the Coliseum. That's what it is. Because that's what y'all love to see, right? Y'all love to see. Y'all like watching boxing and
Coliseum.
You know that? Y'all like watching that. Y'all like watching that stuff because y'all just like the old Romans that love the gladiators. And so since y'all love it, we gonna give you a show then. We gonna welcome you to the Coliseum. How about that, man?
Purple and gold chariots. We'll come riding in there.
How about that? You know what I'm saying? How about that?
Royal purple.
Hey, listen, get me in touch with Fat Larry then, Truth. Get me in touch with Fat Larry. PV versus everybody at gmail.com. PV versus everybody at gmail.com. get me in touch with him, man, so we can get him on. Yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying. I keep saying I got to finish in second. We only disagree on one thing, you know what I mean? But we only disagree on one thing, one game. Yeah.
No, TSU is going to be. I mean, I don't want them to, like I said on your other show, I don't want them to be sorry.
I don't want, yeah, for sure. I need them to beat Lamar. Like, I definitely need us to win all the Southland games because I'm tired of the Southland Conference. Okay. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man. Anyway, with that being said, if you ain't got no other words, Mr. Carey, man, you got anything you want to tell the people before we close out?
PV by 40. That's what I got to say.
Hey, listen, PV by 53, by the way. But listen, the shirts is coming, and we don't just got shirts this year. We got hoodies. Listen, the design already in. I just ain't dropped it on y'all yet. But they ready. They here. I just ain't dropped it on y'all yet. Cause what y'all thought? Y'all thought I wasn't gonna drop another? Y'all thought I wasn't gonna drop again? And we run through the swag. Come on, man. Who y'all think I am? Like, who y'all think I am? Like, bruh, first of all, I might go redo the shirt and just say, welcome to the Coliseum, bro. Welcome to the Coliseum, Prairie View, Texas, SWAC championship game. I might just go and make that one because that's what we welcome y'all to. Because when we come from that hill, you know what it is. So I'm gonna let my man Brandon have the last word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead, Brandon.
Oh,
keep your vest on, though.
I think he dropped off. Oh,
Brandon, wait a minute, he's probably trying to connect.
Brandon, you want to jump back in real quick, man? I'll let you have the last word before we close off. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Mr. Campbell got something to say to you. Look at another Mickens in the chat. What's up, Mickens? Another Mickens out there.
Brandon, I'm gonna let you have the last word.
Yeah, am I in here?
You are in the house.
Let me make a public service announcement. We ain't scared of no damn body. Let me be very clear. For Adrian and some of them other naysayers, we ain't never been scared. One thing you said about Prairie View, we ain't never quit. We ain't never had no muscle milk scandal. We ain't never had no presidential scandal. We took our L's to the chin. We're a resilient program. And y'all scared of what we can be. That's what the problem is. They don't want to say it, but they know what the deal is. Okay, now I got that out the way. TSU don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance.
The shirt is brand new design. All right, brand new design. We dropping on y'all. Don't just wait for it. Just wait.
No, they want their shirt now.
Listen, I ain't never seen a man willing to run to his death so quickly. Calm down and wait. All right, wait.
They want their shirt now. We might need to make a blue and white version of it because a lot of those people want it.
Nah, man. Listen. It's gonna be what it is, right? Y'all get it when y'all get it, but it's already done. We already ready. I just ain't dropped it on y'all yet. That's all I'm saying. But listen, welcome to the Coliseum. It ain't the Panther Den no more. It ain't Panther Stadium. It's the Coliseum. Because you know what happens at the Coliseum. You know what happens at the Coliseum. Yeah, I know.
Hey, they're afraid of what we could be. That's what it is. Finally, like Brother Kerry said, finally we got to co-sec and sell the program. And that's what it's all about. You got to have a mouthpiece that believes in your program and can rally your fans. And the thing about it is this. We got the DNA. We got the foundation to get it done. So, I mean, we do have one of the top facilities in the country, and we've shown it off. And we got a recruiter who understands the game, and we got a coaching staff with experience. So, of course, they're going to be afraid. They're not used to it. They used to being on the other end talking big noise, but the thing about it is this, they got to understand, we ain't scared of nobody. We line it down on any day, any time when we come into play.
Africa
it's a totally different football program.
Africa where? Listen, I keep mine on me. I keep mine.
Hey.
I keep mine on me. We don't send them nowhere, and I still wear it. What you talking about? And I still wear it.
I still wear my. Check this out, Lionel. They so worried about us making videos. They better hope they beat Bethune-Cookman and beat FAMU.
For sure.
For sure, yeah.
Hey, listen, Franklin. Bulletin board. Listen, chessboard. PV by 53. Okay, it don't matter. It don't matter. Put it wherever you want to. All right. TV, bulletin board. You can write it down in your notes. Affirmations. PV by 53. It don't matter. It don't matter. Boy, what y'all talking about? What y'all talking? So yeah, with that being
just
said,
a couple of years ago. Hello?
Go ahead.
We got.
Oh, I couldn't tell. It had the little icon across the picture. I couldn't tell. Hey, but as we talk all the trash, but with all sincerity, it's good having a good time where we can do this with the climate and everything that's going on. It's all love at the end of the day. But y'all, like I said, man, y'all send a prayer out to them family rattlers with all the stuff they got going on behind the scene. I would hate to see it in university. Stuff, I hate to see university. So I stand with FAMU in solidarity with everything, because our HBCUs are under attack. But at the end of the day, it's a great thing to be able to come on a platform like this, to be able to have some fun and spill some facts and talk a little trash. But with that being said, PV by 50.
Hey man, listen. I'm just telling y'all like it is. All right, I'm just telling you straight. We about to do to the SWAC in the fall is gonna get us arrested. We gonna have to make every team sign a waiver before they come to the game. Because listen, what we about to do will get us arrested. So y'all gotta sign a waiver. Hey, listen, with that being said, hey man, it's your boy Lionel, class of 2009. And again, I want to remind you guys, man, hey, listen, this was that Say What Now show. We also got verses, man, that we gonna have start popping out. So make sure y'all check us out for the verses show. And listen, we're gonna be getting into the deep dive show as well. We're gonna get in touch with my man Fat Larry. Apparently, he the TSU guy. So I know True Secrets gonna get in touch with Fat Larry. PV versus everybody at gmail.com. And we're gonna start deep diving into some of these programs. Because for some reason Nick seemed to think that TSU got a chance this year. And I need to understand why. All right. I need to understand why. So with that being said, man, we're gonna holler at y'all, man. We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.